it's to get just get the community involved in looking at the assets at the broadband assets in the community. So what we're doing is a team exercise, and it takes you through forcing everybody to take a look at the actual assets in the community. What kind of computers are available, how many hotspots, what the school's needs are, what the schools are doing, what Ferris is doing. So it's basically sharing ideas, looking what everybody has in terms of assets.
How is this going to benefit our area?
The certification itself is basically bragging rights. It actually shows that you're an actual advanced community for other industries located in the community. So people are looking for broadband assets, considering broadband, and so we advertise this. So you can advertise it on the chamber. But the key part of it is so it helps you sit down and look at your infrastructure and look at the pluses and minuses in your community, and so that we can help work together and develop a plan to bring it into the 21st century.
And it was also mentioned today that there's a lot of fiber optic cable running through Mecosta County, running through this area, but it's not being accessed in those outlying communities.
Yes.
And why is that? I mean, why?
There's no demand there right now, or people don't know it's there. It's just kind of passing through the county. So it's a infrastructure. So if you do at some point in time wish to build out in those areas, that broadband infrastructure is already there. But right now we're just in a central location where everything's just kind of coming through and crossing.
The preliminary score for Mecosta County right now is 25 out of 120.
Well, what I'm looking at there is I scored the access the first half. And so out of the access side, if you look at this, there's a possibility of 40 points. And Mecosta right now has 25 of the 40 points in this section here. I want the team, and we have 40 points, total points we have for the adoption of broadband, and 40 points total for the use of broadband. So what I want them to do is fill in these sections right here and to see how many points.
Okay.
So right now, I just said we had 25 out of 120, but actually I've only scored the first third, so we have 25 out of 40.
Okay. So potentially it could be a lot higher than that.
Right. And for certification, we need a minimum of 32.
Minimum of 32?
32 in each one section. Total, 100 total, but a minimum of 32. So a couple of these sections are going to have more than 32. So
once these teams are kind of set in place, what's the next step to get this certification?
Get the toolkits looked. They'll look at various projects, and then we'll make the recommendations, and then they'll start implementing those recommendations.
Now when you say make recommendations
to alleviate, say if there's any shortcomings in any one of these areas. For example, we don't have enough public computers. We'll simply make a recommendation that you purchase more public computers. And then we have, there are some programs out there for low-cost public computers, low-cost computers.
Okay.
So we have access to that. So we know institutions. So that's something like that, a recommendation for that. If you don't have any digital, any vulnerable population focus, I think one of the programs I talk about that I know it's really been popular is this, the students in their technology mentoring program, where the students in the high schools mentor the citizens in the community. That's been popular throughout the whole Midwest. So, so that's a nice. So I know I'll be recommending that. So that's a standard. So yeah, those are the kind of programs, and those are free, by the way. That's a free program. It's just change the focus on your you just change the focus in your school. A lot of your schools now have social living skills classes. They do a couple of weeks of now community service. So what kind of community service projects are they going to do? And this is a popular one amongst the kids, and it's also popular amongst the schools. And just imagine the schools are now producing a program that's popular with the students, but also popular with the senior citizens. Imagine the synergy there. So it's a win-win for everybody. So.